Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of very interesting bodybuilding updates. The first thing we got is a little update from Ramon Dino, who is actually in really good shape at 16 weeks out of the Mr. Olympia. So he's not doing an off season right now, it doesn't seem like it. You know, he's already in really good shape, like close to being contest ready. I don't know how much does he need to lose, how much more weight does he need to lose, but he looks really lean. And to be honest, I like this. I mean, I think last year when he failed, he was not in this kind of condition at 16 weeks out. I guess he was maybe bulking or trying to grow or something. And then when he tried to diet down, it was, you know, he made a weight, but he wasn't exactly super conditioned. And you remember him having those sweating issues, stuff like that. So I think this approach is probably much better, you know, being ready early and then, you know, working on the details and conditioning slowly while trying to maintain the fullness and the hardness, and then in the end, like cruising into the show with the look, right? It's much better than chasing the look in those last couple of weeks, especially for somebody who is already struggling to make the weight. You guys know that currently Urs Klecinski has a bit of a different approach. He actually took this off-season far, like he got super massive in the off-season, and you know, he's gonna probably struggle to make the weight in the end, but that's what he's gonna try and do because he wants to get bigger, to improve, and then barely somehow make the weight and get in that Jose Manuel kind of conditioning, you know? Ramon Dino apparently has a different approach. That's at least what I'm guessing based on this. And I like it. Again, I like it because I don't think he needs to really make a lot of progress. What he needs to do is just try to get as conditioned as possible and, you know, manage that peak right so he doesn't sweat too much on stage. He doesn't have to lose a whole bunch of weight in that last moment and, you know, get to the stage tired and exhausted. I think this is definitely a far better approach. And also, like, if he continues chipping away, maybe in the end he can be like even more conditioned than before. You know, like super shredded. Like Jose Manuel or Logan Franklin at the Arnold Classic. So I think it's a much better approach not to try and get as big as possible and just make the weight, but rather to get as detailed, as shredded, as cut as possible and still make the weight and be the most conditioned guy up there. I also feel like with his shape, with his genetics, with his structure and everything like that, I think he has all the tools necessary to even win the Mr. Olympia. I think he can do it as long as he nails that peak. And that's about it. I mean, I'm not saying he's most certainly going to do it. I mean, there's a lot of other guys who are really competitive, especially Mike Sommerfeld. But it's not impossible for Ramon Dino to take everybody else out and win. I mean, he was second at the Mr. Olympia twice. So if he truly nails it, if he improves posing, if he's next level ripped, next level conditioned, I can see him winning the Mr. Olympia. But that's my take on it, guys. You tell me what do you think down below. Alright, the next update we got is from Krizo. And as you can see, he says here, current off-season shape, 133 kilos, empty stomach. In 2 weeks, we start growing, bulking in parentheses. So, as you can see, Krizo is looking massive already and also in great condition. But this is him at the end of his maintenance phase. You guys know that he competed recently, so I guess he tried to maintain his condition as much as possible without really pushing anything. And his weight at the end of this process is 133 kilos, which is roughly 290 pounds. And he plans on starting the bulk soon. So what is his plan? As far as we know right now, he's planning on competing at Prague Pro, which is usually like 5 weeks after the Mr. Olympia. So he has like 20-something weeks until his next show. So his plan is to continue growing. That's right. Now, does Krizo really needs to grow? I mean, he needs to get better at posing. That's one thing for sure. and maybe work on some details here and there, but can he get bigger? Well, I mean, for his height, he can improve. Like, there are body parts he can improve. I mean, almost everything other than arms, shoulders, and chest. Like, his back could be bigger, I guess. His legs as well, especially hamstrings and glutes. So, like, there are areas where he can put on more muscle. And, I mean, at his height, he's like similar height as Samson Dauda. Samson right now is 330 pounds. So that's 40 pounds more than Krizo. So, yeah, he can grow. He needs to get bigger. I mean, he can still do really well with his size, but if he gets bigger, it's not gonna hurt him. I mean, the number one thing he needs to focus on is improving posing. That's definitely the number one thing for him, but he can use more muscle. He can definitely use more muscle, especially from the rear. Like hamstrings, glutes, back. Conditioning, he doesn't need to work on that, really. Like, his conditioning is always phenomenal, almost always. So he knows how to nail the conditioning. He has some really dominant body parts. What he can work on is, again, posing, maybe learning how to do a vacuum to make his waist even smaller. And sure, putting on some muscle in the right areas only, without sacrificing his shape, his waist size, and so on. But right now, after his maintenance phase, he looks phenomenal, man. Like, the conditioning is great, the size is there. If he really focuses on this off-season, on this bulk that he plans on doing, and puts on enough muscle in certain areas in the next 20 weeks, he can be seriously competitive, and I can see him winning the Prague Pro. I mean, right now, we don't know exactly who is doing that show, but usually there are some heavy hitters doing that show, because it's after the Mr. Olympia. Some guys want to continue competing, winning some prize money, or qualifying for the next year's Mr. Olympia, so it's definitely not gonna be an easy show to win, but can he do it? It's definitely possible, if he improves on what he needs to improve. So we'll see. Anyways, right now, before his bulk phase, he looks phenomenal. You guys tell me down below, what do you think about Krizo right here? Alright, the next thing we got is a little update from Regan Grimes, but this one is not just a physique update, it's more so about what he wrote in the caption. I mean, the physique update is also amazing, we're going to talk about that as well, but let's read what he wrote here. So he says, I have that same fire inside me when I was chasing my pro card. If I'm honest, I feel like for some reason I lost some of that along the way a bit. But it's back. I'm obsessed and I'm on a mission. My desire to win has never been stronger. You will see my absolute best version at the Olympia in 15 and a half weeks. Let's go. Alright. Good to hear this from Regan Grimes. I mean, what he said about losing that passion for a while, we all saw that, we all knew that. Like, for the past couple of years, he wasn't really pushing himself to the limit. And, you know, I have nothing against that. Like, if he doesn't feel like it, why would he do it? If he feels like he wants to have more of a social life, you know, travel the world, focus on his business, stuff like that, that's perfect if that's what he wants. But, you know, as a bodybuilding fan, from the bodybuilding perspective, we want to see all these bodybuilders, you know, achieve their maximum potential. And, you know, he wasn't really willing to go to that extreme. But at this point, he says he has the fire back. So he's going to do whatever it takes to look his absolute best for the Mr. Olympia. Now, how much can he really do in 15 and a half weeks? I mean, it would be better if he decided to be like this like a year ago, you know, before he actually started prepping, like in the off season, because a real progress happens in the off season, not in the prep. But, you know, he's already in contest condition pretty much. I mean, he lost a little bit, but not a lot. Like, his body fat percent is still really low, so he doesn't have to diet down or anything like that. I mean, too much. He has 15 and a half weeks to actually work on improving, on growing. And I mean, he can probably like push for growth for the next 10-ish weeks if he doesn't get too fat, if he just focuses on putting on muscle, lean muscle, and then goes hard for the last 6 weeks or so to get just tight enough for the show. If he actually does that, if he actually has that drive, if he actually is willing to push his body to its absolute limits in the gym, and then he also eats the way he needs to eat and, takes all the stuff he needs to take, if he's really 101% on, those 15 weeks can definitely change his physique. I mean, to what point, like how far can he get? I mean, he's already really good. Yeah, he lacks some size here and there, but he's already very good. He probably has the best shape in bodybuilding today, so he doesn't necessarily have to be as big as some of the other guys who are in the top. He can be a little bit smaller, but, add some tissue here and there in certain areas, improve his weaknesses, and like with good condition, with good presentation, and really good peak, he can do really well. Now, how well? I mean, that's a good question. Today, it's really difficult to say that anybody can crack that top 5. I mean, there is a whole bunch of really good guys. The way things are shaping up, Hadi probably won't be up there. Neither will Beckruz, but we'll see about that. So he has Samson, Nick, Derek, probably Andrew Jack and Martin Fitzwater in that top 5. Can he surpass those 5 guys? Can he beat any of them? Well, maybe. Maybe if he really improves, maybe he can take out somebody like Martin Fitzwater or maybe even Andrew Jack, who usually doesn't bring the best condition. Do I see him beating Derek, Nick, or Samson? No. The best, the very, very best case scenario is top 4, but that's also super optimistic. That's super optimistic. Realistically, he'll probably be somewhere around like maybe 7th, 8th. But who knows? I mean, he seems very much driven, so maybe he's actually going to change his physique drastically and, maybe place higher than 7th or 8th. Maybe he can crack that top 6, top 5. It's not impossible with his shape. But we'll see, like, how much progress will he be able to make and will he be willing to make, because it does depend a lot on what he's willing to do. Since he wasn't super focused for the past couple of years, if he actually puts in a whole lot of work in the next 15 weeks, anything is possible, man. I mean, a lot is possible. But we'll see. You guys tell me down below, what do you think? What's the best case scenario for Regan Grimes in the Mr. Olympia? Alright, and finally, we got something really interesting. It's a guest posing. And we got Martin Fitzwater and Brett Wilkin doing it together. And to be honest, guys, Martin is a top 5 bodybuilder in the world, top 5 Olympian. Last year he was 4th, but Nick wasn't in the mix. And now Hadi most likely is not going to be in the mix. So that makes Martin 4th best bodybuilder in the world. I mean, there are other guys who can potentially take him out if he's not exactly 100%. I mean, he was really on at Mr. Olympia, but there is no guarantee that he will be on again this year. But I think it is safe to say that he's a top 5 bodybuilder in the world right now. And Brett Wilkin, I don't know if he ever competed at the Mr. Olympia stage, but he won some shows, and I don't know if he was ever in conversation of like being a top 10 Olympia bodybuilder. But here, next to Martin, he doesn't look that much worse, to be honest. I'm not saying he looks better than Martin or that he can like crack the top 5 at a Mr. Olympia, but I'm not saying he cannot do that. I mean, he looks great here. Very much comparable to Martin. Maybe even better in some areas. Like that upper chest shoulder area. And like from the back, he's also very good. His legs are really massive, and that was his weakest point. Now they're looking huge. I mean, we'll see how much of this will stay once he's actually in contest shape, but his conditioning is not far behind Martin's conditioning right here, and he's definitely matching him with size, and also he has phenomenal shape. Really good aesthetics for a guy of this size. A lot of muscle in like, especially the chest and the shoulders. The arms are big, everything is there, really. He's very, very complete. I mean, again, he wasn't really that good over the past couple of years, but it seems like he made a lot of progress this year. It seems like things are clicking well for him. Let's hope he actually nails the conditioning for the Mr. Olympia, because if he does, he can surprise, man. He can surprise. He can probably place in the top 10, at least, if not higher than that. You know, look at this. I mean, this is very, very impressive. Again, it all depends on what kind of peak he brings to the show. I mean, off-season is great, guest posings are awesome, but it's different story when you are on stage, when you're in condition. It depends on how much muscle he will save during his diet, but he's prepping for the Mr. Olympia, he's qualified, and that's his only goal. That was his only goal this year. He didn't do any shows, he was just focused on improving, on getting better, and I feel like he did a phenomenal job this off-season. I feel like he put on a lot of muscle, he looks a lot different, a lot better, and well, we'll see. We'll see how well he can do, but this is looking promising. He could be like one of those wild cards. But we'll see about that, guys. You tell me down below, what do you think about Brett Wilkin or whoever from this video, like Regan Grimes and his potential result, Krizo, or Ramon Dino, whatever is on your take, guys, tell me down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, stay tuned, subscribe to this channel for more bodybuilding topics like this. See you soon, guys, all the best, and bye-bye.